Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports. I'm here today to watch along with AC Milan Lazio, and I'm hoping you're looking forward to this as much as I am. The starting lineups are here. One of these two teams could go top today if they win. A draw would make them both still in the top four. So, watching some Serie A today and looking forward to it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and get in touch in the comments. Okay, so who have we got down to win? We put a poll up, and it seems like 89% think that AC Milan will win. Maybe home advantage. Looking at the starting lineups, that seems most likely. I'd, but Lazio, before the international break, were on a good run of form, winning 3-1 against Empoli, then 6-1 against Spezia. Whereas AC Milan got past Cagliari and then just about beat Sampdoria on the first day of the season. So still some teething problems, not problems. Still some time to try and get to know these teams. Where's my Lazio shirt? It's in the wash, Jamie. That's the big problem here. So I'm not currently wearing it, which is a shame, I guess. As usual, get in touch. So they're just coming out on the pitch now, ready to wait for the match to start, obviously. So starting lineups today, AC Milan have got Magna in goal, who's had a really good start, considering that they let go one of their best the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment, I'd say. Calabria at right back, followed by Tomori and Romagnoli in the centre. Teo Hernandez out on the left. Holding midfield, Kessie and Tonali. Tonali picking up after a very difficult first season. Then in the three in front of them, Florenzi, Diaz and Leao, all in support of Rebic playing up top as Giroud is not deemed fit enough to play this match. On the other hand, Lazio playing 4-3-3, Sarri style. Reina in goal, who has started all the games for Lazio so far, which may have come as a bit of a surprise. Maricic at the right back, Luis Philippe with Acerbi in the centre-back positions. Hyasaj, after his move from Napoli, coming in at left back. And the midfield three, as we all know from Lazio, Milinkovic-savic, Lucas Leiva, Alberto. Then in front of those, Pedro, Anderson and Immobile. So any of these teams who win today will go top of Serie A for the time being. That all depends what Roma do later on against Sassuolo. Jose Mourinho, new to the scene. And I'm looking forward to this whole title race. It looks like it could be a really interesting one. We got Lit Talk Network saying, let's go Milan. Well, who does everyone want to win? Are we going for Milan? Just let me know. Lazio, Milan, who do we want to win the title? Napoli are currently top after their impressive win against Juventus last night. And Allegri's getting off to a difficult start. Juventus down in 16th place, only the 1 point from 3 at the moment. And you'd think that, okay, they may have had some difficult games, but only Napoli was really one that you'd expect them to drop points in the worst case scenario. But they dropped points against Udinese and Empoli, so tough start for Juventus. They didn't have time to replace Ronaldo. It's a bit complicated for them at the moment. I don't know whether it's relying purely on Morata up front and if that's enough. Juventus missing out on the title last season, which was one that really hurt and cost Pirlo his job. I don't know whether Allegri is going to be afforded a lot more time now compared to Pirlo. Allegri has done much more for Juventus. And Juventus this week coming up against Malmo in the Champions League, and I'm sure that Allegri will like that. Lit Talk Network saying, watch along to the best because my stream is in Italian, so using you as a commentator. Terrific. Love it. My Italian's terrible. The only thing I can say is mi chiamo una pasta, and that's just about it. So I'll be doing English commentary just purely. And they're huddling around AC Milan players for the moment. Let's get this game underway then. It seems to, for me, it seems to be a bit of a delayed kickoff. I think that's the case for everyone. Currently 6:02, and the game is just about to get underway. And what does everyone think about AC Milan or Lazio's chances of pushing for the title? Obviously, Sarri came close with Napoli, a Napoli side that probably shouldn't have been competing for the title, but why not? Okay, so we're off now. Lazio shooting from left to right, and starting off with a long ball right into the heart of AC Milan's defence. And we're expecting typical Sarri ball. I haven't had enough time to watch Lazio in the last 2 games, but they are just coming off the back of a 6-1 win against Spezia, which was deemed very impressive. Immobile getting the hat trick, but also missing a penalty. So that would be something that might not play on his mind, but he might be disappointed if he's not top scorer at the end of the season by 1 goal or something. So underway now, and Lazio starting off quite with great intentions. And Tonali picks the ball up. He's got no support ahead of him, just past the circle. And Kessie on the ball miscontrols it, but thankfully he has time on the ball. And Theo Hernandez to Leao. Leao gets it forward to Rebic. Oh, sorry. To Diaz. Still not accustomed to the idea that Diaz has got the number 10 shirt. I've never really seen him as a number 10 style player, but hey, why not? And considering he's only still on loan from Real Madrid, if I'm not wrong in saying. But now a free kick early on out wide for AC Milan. On that left-hand side. And it's going to be Theo Hernandez to put it into the box. Aiming for the likes of Kessie. Now can AC Milan get a decent start in this game? Cross is floated in. And a shot from Manuoli gets right into Reina's hands. Simple shot to stop. Romagnoli, the centre-back who I'm always still surprised he's only 26. Been at AC Milan for, I think it's something along the lines of 7 seasons now? Or this is his 7th season? Formerly of AS Roma and Sampdoria. Lazio still in possession, and Lucas Leiva, I guess, is going to be that pivot point for Sarri's style of play, trying to move the ball around in midfield before trying to penetrate the defence. And the ball goes to Magnan, and he boots it long, well out of danger area. So now AC Milan have got another foul halfway into the Lazio's half. Lucas conceding the foul on Diaz. Bit of a silly one to concede. Diaz didn't really have much control of the ball, but I guess he deemed it necessary. And Pioli in charge of AC Milan, and I personally think that not enough clubs went in for Pioli. I always want to say that I think Tottenham Hotspur should have tried to get Pioli before even attempting a manager like Gattuso or the others that were on their list. But as it stands, Pioli is still at Milan. And it's Tonali to take this free kick. Will he play it short to Rebic? No, he'll go even further and play it to Leao out wide. And Leao skips past Anderson way too easily, and Kessie just hits it over the top. Oh, sorry, Tomori. My mistake. Leao getting past Anderson way too easily there. The cross comes in, and Tomori just gets under the ball a bit too much. Now Kessie driving forward. Diaz, can he get out to Leao? Leao, who's got acres of space to, well, dance around the ball. And a decent cross in, well defended. And Anderson attempts to lob over Theo Hernandez, but AC Milan regained possession into Lazio's half. And Tonali. Back to Tomori. And Kessie. Oh, great dinks pass over. That was brilliant to Calabria. And now it's Rebic. Can he find anyone in the box? No, it's intercepted by Milinkovic-savic. No, Lucas Leiva that was. I'm struggling to see sometimes. Hence why the glasses. So 91% of you think that AC Milan will win this game. Again, like I mentioned, it's difficult to tell this early on in the season. So I'm still gonna. I bet that this would finish a draw. But I just want to see a good match mainly. Immobile now on the ball, and Tomori does really well. Doesn't let him turn. Gets a foot in. Nice tackle. Lazio still in possession now. Alberto. And now it's Herbie. Bringing it forward to Alberto. Leiva. And typical Sarri style play where try and creating triangles in the centre of midfield, get the ball moving before really trying to penetrate the opposition. Although this does look like a much more progressive Sarri team, they're going forward with a lot more intent, quicker than usual. They are a quick team, Sarri teams usually, but this one is very fun to watch. And maybe it's an adaptation of the Italian league. And now it's Marisic on the ball. Ooh, Tonali does well to get the ball. He gets past the Cherby. Can he find anyone? The lofted ball to Leao is probably a bit too slow, and Lazio managed to get back and defend that. Bit sloppy from both teams there, defending and attacking. Tonali does really well to intercept the ball and then get past Cherby. Low cross coming in, Cherby just clears it out on the left. Now there's going to be a fight between Pedro and Calabria. Lazio's still in possession. Oh, and Tomori does really well to get the ball there. Really well to get Immobile off the ball. And Tomori has transformed his career, which I think is a bit unfortunate for Chelsea because he has proven to be a quality centre-back in Serie A. I thought, starting from January when he went on loan, he was impressive already, and you could tell that maybe Milan have a replacement in mind when Kier does decide to retire or move on, because Kier isn't getting younger, despite him still only being about 32, if I'm not wrong. Kessie now on the ball, gets it out to Tonali. Rebic, he's got space to shoot, left foot just over the bar. Well, quite a way over the bar. And Milan look like they're getting the better of the chances here. Tonali, they're just showing that replay again of Tonali nutmegging Acerbi, getting a lofted pass into Leao, and there are comparisons to him with Pirlo, and I think mainly it's because of the hair. They're not the same type of player, let it be said, but Tonali does have a lot of quality that I think is overlooked sometimes. Unfortunately, and unrightly so. And it looks like Romagnoli's just been fouled here, and Immobile's down. I took my eye off the game 1 minute, and we've got the medical staff coming on. It's a clash of their heads. Romagnoli just heads it into the back of Immobile's head, and both of them have got a bit of a nasty knock there. It was Hernandez who took the shot that went over the bar, not Rebic. My mistake. So we're 8 minutes in, and still 0-0 between these two. And we're just getting treatment for Immobile and Romagnoli at the moment. Maurizio Sarri, obviously, he was formerly a bank manager, I've heard, and then decided to go into football management, made his way up there. Great story. Ibrahimovic on the bench, just looking on. Back on the bench after a long period out. Hasn't played since that victory over Juventus, 3-0 one, near the end of last season, that almost put the nail in the coffin for Pirlo. And now Reina in possession. So it's a bit. I've always found it a bit complicated, the goalkeeper situation at Lazio with Strakosha, I think it's pronounced. I always thought he would be touted out by many clubs, a lot of experience for a young goalkeeper, but it just never seems to work that well at Lazio. And then Reina comes back into the fold every now and then, so I found that a bit unfortunate personally. And now Reina looks like he's Sarri's main man. Oh, and Leao nearly losing it in his own half, but Kessie sweeping up after him. Theo Hernandez put under a lot of pressure by Lazio, higher up their pitch now, AC Milan. And Romagnoli just gets it far out of the pitch. Immobile in possession, and Tonali picks up after him. And he's called offside. So Reina, who I was mentioning, 39 now, just turned 39 2 weeks ago. Been at Lazio now for 2 seasons. Was at Villa before, at AC Milan as well, and Napoli. Done the rounds in Serie A. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and get in touch with the chat. I'm on my own. I'd like a bit of company if possible. Romagnoli to Tonali. Deep into, well, halfway in their own half, AC Milan just keeping the ball, and Tonali tries lofting it over. Acerbi stretching a leg, and that just gives Rebic the chance to get on the end of that ball, and he's looking for a cross, but not much support. Calabria comes in, and it's blocked by Lucas Leiva. Now Pedro is back to help. Luis Alberto put under pressure by Tonali. Gets a bit on the ball, but still in possession, Lazio. And already from the start, 11 minutes in, we've got a game that's quite intense. A lot of pressing from both sides. More intent to go towards goal from AC Milan. Lazio not getting many chances for the moment. Immobile being really pushed out of the game by Tomori pushing up high, so not being able to get in behind. AC Milan playing quite high, so they're relying on Immobile not getting in behind or any sort of Lazio player, because Pedro and Anderson aren't even on the last defenders at the moment. They're way too deep to be able to penetrate in behind. And Tonali back in possession, and already Tonali in this match has been almost everywhere in that midfield. And Leiva in possession. Oh, a poor pass from Pedro there. Really, really sloppy. And the foul follows from Pedro as well. Tonali getting on the end of that ball and forcing a foul from Pedro. Really sloppy from Pedro to give it away that cheaply and then give away the foul. Be surprised if he isn't booked there. No, and he gets away with it. AC Milan back on the ball in their own half. Teo Hernandez. And brings it back to Romagnoli. I can never say his name. Romagnoli. There we go. And they've put the ball out of play because Tonali looks to be in some sort of distress. He's pointing towards his knee. Not a good sign. Big part of what AC Milan are doing now at the beginning of this season. So even the likes of Benacer aren't even getting that much game time because of Tonali. Kessie was always going to be a fixture in this team, which I think is a given. Great player. Might leave AC Milan one day. But now Tonali has forced his way into that starting lineup as well, which means that Benacer has been the unfortunate one staying on the bench. But as I just speak of him, Benacer is warming up now. And Tonali is going to the side for treatment. Now Magnan back in possession. And already when you lose Donnarumma for free, it must be quite difficult for a team like AC Milan to recover just morally from that. But Magnan has been excellent for Lille, and apparently has had a terrific start to AC Milan, so a really good transfer for such a small fee. And the ball goes in, nearly in behind Lazio's defence. Leao tries getting a flick on it. Lazio back in possession. And it's Anderson bringing it back to Murisic. And the foul goes to AC Milan. Romagnoli gets the foul here. And AC Milan just seem to be a bit sharper than Lazio at the moment. And as we talk, my game just start. Oh no, we've got it back up. Tomori lofts it in, which I'm not sure is the wisest of things to do, which AC Milan have done multiple times in this game, which is just try and loft it in and behind. Rebic isn't exactly the aerial threat like Zlatan or like Giroud, so I'm not sure it's going to work. And Leao's back in possession, and the shot is way over. It was a bit lazy from Marisic, and Lazio really aren't in this game at the moment, giving away possession way too easily. Just silly passes that need to be done with a bit more conviction. And the goal kick now. Felipe in possession in his own box. AC Milan just keeping their shape without pressing too much, hoping that Lazio will bring their own errors. And just as I say that, Lazio put it out for a throw-in. Milinkovic-savic now, who's down under the tackle, but no foul will be given. Yeah, he's wanting a foul there from Kessie. I don't really see any foul there. But yeah, this is a bit underwhelming from Lazio at the moment. AC Milan aren't even putting immense amount of pressure on Lazio, but Lazio just forcing it, bringing errors to their own game. Now Acerbi. Lucas Leiva brings it to Milinkovic-savic, and Kessie breathing down his neck. That's the thing about Tonali and Kessie. They will cover all the ground in midfield and give you no time on the ball, which is what's happened so far. And it's worked. Whether they can keep up for the 90 minutes remains to be seen. But it's a great use of the two midfielders. And now the cross comes in. Milinkovic-savic gets on there. Ooh, no, Immobile, sorry. No, it was Milinkovic-savic, I was right. Manyan, simple save, but Lazio's first shot on target. I think he'll be classed as a shot on target. And a decent cross in. And Teo Hernandez just fouled by Marisic there. So Mobley just gets the better of Teo Hernandez. Manyan nearly caught too far off his line. Manages to grab the ball easily. And now Sarri's just having some words with the referee. Jiffy in charge of this match in the San Siro. And now Kessie on the ball out wide. Spreads it across. Tomori just gets on the end of it. Gives it back to Acerbi. And now Pedro can run into some space. But Romagnoli doesn't give him that space. What looked like a potential counter-attack for Lazio has fizzled out quite quickly. And Acerbi giving it away there. Tonali with the interception. And a bit of a scrappy moment there. And Tonali comes out with the ball. Lifted over and Rebic wasn't ready for it. Lazio back in possession. Reina on the ball. And both teams currently on 6 points after 2 matches. Hoping to keep the winning streak up. Or at least the undefeated streak. Two that will probably want to consider themselves as title contenders for this coming season. AC Milan having lost some key players, but doing some smart business as well. Tomori comes to mind, Manyan comes to mind, and Giroud as well. Kessie in possession, and Lucas Leiva just gets the ball ahead of him, but the foul is given. Okay. I think Kessie got away with that there. He was a bit too inattentive where Lucas Leiva was. And just coming up to the 20-minute mark. AC Milan looking by far the better team. Just edging possession with 54%. Both with 1 shot on target, but AC Milan attempting 5 to Lazio's 1 attempt. And Romagnoli gets it to Leao. The overlap from Teo Hernandez, and he gets there. But Philippe gets the tackle in just in time. Important tackle there. The last thing that Lazio will want is Teo Hernandez doing his typical underlap and then getting a cross in. I've already seen today that Teo Hernandez can get a few crosses in and be dangerous. Felipe manages to cut away the danger. Gattel says, boy, Prabhu. Gatu, too. Sarri looking very unhappy. Not sure why. Maybe his team's performance. I'd have to go on that one, yeah. The team performance. Teo Hernandez is currently getting treatment for this tackle. Don't think there's any serious injury there. Maybe just a knock on the ankle. And the camera keeps just panning back to Ibrahimovic. Obviously, the man of the hour. If he can get on the pitch and score a goal, that will be just unreal, dare I say. The man who in October will turn 40. So another month's time and he could be scoring a goal at 40 in Serie A. We'd love to see it. Teo Hernandez looks like he's getting up. He'll be fine. Romagnoli on the ball. Bringing it back to Tomori. And back to Magna. No real urgency from AC Milan to get the ball into the box. Although it does go long from Magna. And Rebic just hides away from the aerial challenge. Lazio didn't deal with that well. They let it bounce, and if Rebic was a bit smarter on the ball, he could have created a proper chance for himself. Now, ball in behind, Alberto's going to get onto it. Ooh, looked like a handball from Tomori there. Tonelli manages to just get himself in front of the ball, throwing for AC Milan. And I can understand the hype around Tonelli. There was hype around him before he went to AC Milan last season. But they almost didn't buy Tonelli because he was on loan last season from Brescia to AC Milan with an option to buy. I think they reduced the transfer fee because it was so disappointing his season in Milan. And by the looks of the first 3 matches, he's looking to be a very good buy. Romagnoli. Diaz just in too much space there. Pedro coming back over, but AC Milan are moving around Lazio way too easily. Leao. Mursic just getting in the way, not giving Leao any time to turn. Oh, and it seems I had a bit of a technical problem. Apologies for that. Leao just getting a good header off target. A very good chance for AC Milan, and now they're checking for a penalty. Check is over, no penalty. Goal kick to Lazio. Now Lazio on the ball. Back to Acerbi. Now Lazio getting it forward. Kessie in the way. Now Leao, just outside the box. Can he get a cross in? Mursic not giving him space, but Leao still gets the cross in. And they are back on the ball. Now it's Hernandez. Just being patient in their build-up right now. And Lazio have got it back with Luis Alberto. Now, I'm not sure why there's only sound to the left ear. Okay. Now it's Diaz on the ball. Theo Hernandez. Can he get it into... Nope. But it's out to Leao. And the cross is blocked by Maricic. Maricic is struggling. Really struggling in this game. The Montenegrin international. There's going to be a throw in deep into Lazio's half for AC Milan. 27 minutes in, still 0-0. And Rebic trying to just hold up the ball near outside the box. Looks like he was fouled. Nope. And Lazio just about get it away. And now it's Lazio trying to get onto the ball again, but really scrappy, really quite messy. If I was Serie, I wouldn't be happy with this. Pedro and Theo Hernandez getting a bit angry with each other. Their heads touched. That's all I can say. Milan win. Heartbreak, says Kasper Stuklik. It looks like for the moment Milan are the better team. Milan have... It doesn't even look like anything particularly inventive tactically. It's just Lazio are poor on the ball. They're giving it away easily. Whereas Milan are sharp. They're quite dynamic in their transitions. They're Tonali and Kessie holding it together in midfield, getting in front of every ball, getting their foot in every tackle and doing it properly. Same with Tomori and Romagnoli, just keeping a cool head at the back, organised defence, whereas Lazio are just a bit all over the place. There's no service to Immobile. Luis Alberto's not getting into positions where he can bring the ball forward. Acerbi and Luis at the back don't look reassuring. And if Rebic were actually a number 9, then I'm certain that they would have struggled a lot more today, Lazio. Kessie floating it into Leao. And Leao just getting past Maricic with a step over, and the cross is terrible. Absolutely terrible. It goes way over the bar. Not sure what happened there. Terrible cross. And the short goal kick from Reina. And Milan not being too intense in their pressing. They're just there. And Tonali gets ahead of Alberto again to put out for a Lazio throw. He is everywhere. He is absolutely everywhere. And throw in is given away. Milan back on the ball with Diaz. Space to get it to Leao, maybe? No, he goes to the other side with Kessie. Kessie just running into the box. Floated cross to no one, really. Pedro can defend that. And Leao on the ball, just on the edge of the box. The cross, too easy, too close to Reina. And Anderson looking to try and get forward. He gets past Romagnoli. Oh no, Calabria, sorry. But pass goes right to Tomori. Milan back on the ball. And this is just almost a training exercise for AC Milan, except without scoring the goals. It's just not. It seems like AC Milan aren't really sure how to get it to the strikers. I mean, this is the problem with Rebic being the striker. I'm never convinced that he is a number 9. So how does he help Milan bring the ball forward? He's great being progressive in those spaces behind the striker, I think, but I don't think he's a number 9 that can lead the line. And Luis on the ball. Diaz coming to put a bit of pressure on. Now it's Pedro. And Pedro and Anderson, for what I've seen, seem to have an average position that's deeper than the 3 midfielders, Leva, Alberto, and Milinkovic-savic. I've barely seen Alberto and Milinkovic-savic in this game, even Leva for that matter. Whereas Pedro and Anderson, I've seen given away many balls poorly. So I'm just not sure what Sarri's thinking of how to bring the ball forward. He doesn't want to go out wide, clearly. He wants to try playing through the middle, but then Immobile's dropping off from the last centre-back, so it's just a bit dysfunctional tactically at the moment, which I find really disappointing given the last match that Lazio played 6-1, that they won. Now Calabria, under some pressure from Anderson, but draws the foul. And I think Anderson could have easily got a yellow card for that. They're showing a replay of when Pedro tried clearing the ball on the edge of his box and him handling it. Looks like it comes off the body first, so not a penalty in my opinion. Kessie bringing it across to Romagnoli. Now Hernandez bringing it forward to Diaz. Can he turn? Leva gives him the time and he's turned, but now he's got Pedro putting pressure on. The tackle is successful, but Tonali's on the loose ball. Tonali is everywhere. Yeah, and Milinkovic-savic with the foul there. It could be a yellow card easily, that. And if Lazio aren't careful, this match will completely turn against them. Kessie out to Tomori. Calabria floated into Rebic. Rebic does well there, but he's offside. Okay. Jamie, forget Rayner is still playing. Yeah, he's 39, so imagine him being 39 and then, I don't know, say there's a penalty and Ibrahimovic takes it, also the other 39-year-old. That'd be brilliant. Just 2 nearly 40-year-olds. Lucas Leiva waving his arms, saying he's not got many options, which is true. Then it's Pedro who comes to the midfield to try and offer that solution. And that's, well defended by Romagnoli. Looked like Immobile might get a shot away there from a ground cross. Ooh. This now looks like, just missed something. Rebic being fouled. But Pedro came into the middle of into midfield, offered that solution from Leiva, brought the ball forward, out wide to Anderson, and Anderson got a ground cross that nearly got to Immobile. Decent chance for Lazio, a lot better moving forward. Magnan now on the ball. Lofts it over and okay. Lazio don't deal with long balls brilliantly, but I'm not sure this is the solution. They could literally just drive it through midfield with Kessie and Tonali without any problems. And the foul for Lazio. This time it's Milinkovic-savic again. Now he gets the yellow card. And yeah, clearly. And it's quite far out for Tonali. Can he loft this one in? Hernandez is now stepping over it as well. It's Tonali to take it. No one goes for it. It puts it really nicely on the penalty box, but none of the Milan players are following it. Disappointing again. And now Lazio can get this forward. Anderson's got some space. If he can get past Tamori, it's away from Teo Hernandez. And now Lazio seem to have found a logical route to attacking, and it's Diaz who gives away the foul this time on Milinkovic-savic. Getting very scrappy quite quickly. The ball bouncing, a lot of high feet going in. If they're not careful, this could be a game where we get a red card. Apologies for that. Some technical problems. So 40 minutes gone, 41 minutes gone. Still 0-0 between these two teams. And now Diaz looks to try and get in behind Marisic. Marisic manages to get back. Both teams got fixtures coming up in, well, AC Milan in the Champions League on Tuesday, sorry. And Lazio in the Europa League have Galatasaray coming up on Thursday. So, one to watch. Uh-huh. We're back. We're back. Hello, Ariel. Sorry for technical difficulties. Now Alberto on the... can't even see properly now. Hiasaj on the ball. Now Alberto. And almost given away cheaply by Lazio again. It is, in the end. Milinkovic-savic. And Tamori's there. Tamori has been on Immobile's back the whole game. And it's worked. Leao getting into some space. They have so much space. Leao in the box. He shoots and it's a goal. Well played from Milan there. Breakaway was perfect. I think I'm back on, am I? Yeah. Apologies again. Don't know how many times this is going to happen. Liao with the goal just before half time. And Lazio terrible. Lazio have been terrible. Absolutely terrible. They just, I don't understand how they let Liao have so much space, pass it out to Rebic, and then not even block the cross correctly when Rebic is in the box. Then Liao has so much time to, he can't even sort his feet out properly, but yet still gets the shot away. Light, tame shot, goes in. Now Tonali with the cross from the corner. Lazio get it away. Only down to Labria, and the shot is blocked. To Florenzi. Apologies. So Lazio just looked defensively disorganised. They had no idea how to properly defend. I'm just shocked that all four defenders were packed together and then just dropped off Leao and gave him the space so that he could spread out to Rebic. And then Rebic managing to get it back into Leao. Horrific. Corner coming in for now from AC Milan. Goes short out to Teo Hernandez. And Kessie gets a touch from the cross. Is that going to be a penalty? No. No. Not this time. It looks like now he's given it. I'm confused. The reaction from Lazio players was quite shocking. Kessie gets a touch on the ball. Ooh, that will be given as a penalty, I think. Kessie touched the ball and Immobile kicks underneath his leg. I think that's a penalty. It didn't look clear and obvious when I saw it from the first angle, but now I see a replay. That should be a penalty. But he's not given it, which I find shocking. Not even to have gone to VAR. Now he will. In the 4th minute of extra time. There was supposed to be 3 minutes of extra time, but we're on to the 4th now. Yeah, I think that's a clear penalty. And he's given it. Of course he has. Reina's complained to the referee, but there's nothing to complain about. It's a clear penalty. I mean, he's looked at the VAR as well, and it's a penalty. So, coming up to 50 minutes now, still in the first half. Looks like Milan can double their lead. Yeah, they've shown us again. It's Immobile who gives away the penalty. Bad one to give away. It's more clumsy than anything else. And so, Kessie getting ready. And Immobile gets a yellow card for that. So 2 yellow cards so far. Morisic and Immobile, both for Lazio. Anytime now. And the referee's just making sure that everyone's outside the penalty box. Little stutter. And he misses it against the bar. Oh, good God, that was bad. Rayner was getting nowhere near that, the way he dived. But yeah, unfortunate that went against the bar, and Lazio let off the hook there. Immobile let off the hook. And filming Ibrahimovic's reaction says it all. So it's halftime now, and Alberto's also been shown a yellow card. So probably for arguing too much. So yeah, halftime and 1-0 to AC Milan, completely deserved as well. And it looks like the Lazio really need to sort themselves out if they want to get anywhere in this half. So decent first half from AC Milan. They seemed like the better team. A lot more direct, a lot more intent going forward, a lot more cohesion. But Lazio were just, I thought that was really poor from Lazio. I thought it was really poor. Near the end of the first half, they managed to get some passes together to try and get into the box, get some chances near Immobile. But apart from that, nothing really. So there needs to be a lot of change. The midfield seems to be a lot higher up, whereas the wingers are dropping deep, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. The only time it did make sense is when Pedro came a bit more into the middle and managed to bring the ball forward. But then again, that still took out Milinkovic-savic and also Alberto from the game. Anderson seems like the only one to add any sort of width. And even then, he's not had a good game. He's been invisible. Pedro's given away the ball quite a lot and could have conceded more fouls or even a penalty, depending on how you see that handball in the first half. AC Milan, I don't think it works with Rebic in front. I think he'll be taken off soon enough and put Ibrahimovic on. I'd even prefer to see Leao up top, just to add something a bit different, a bit more direct, a bit more dynamic, someone who could try and dribble past them, because they're trying to get the ball long and hope that Rebic can bring it down, which is, I wouldn't say his forte. It's very much Ibrahimovic, Giroud, the kind of thing you can do with those sorts of players. Tonali and Kessie in midfield. Kessie's not been exceptional. He's been quite decent and lost the ball a few times, and also the penalty miss. But Tonali's been everywhere. Tonali's been absolutely everywhere. Faultless game, and I can understand the hype around him now, because he's just showing that he's onto every ball. He reminds me a lot of Rice, interception after interception after interception. And that's what he's doing this game, and he's also getting his foot in there. Tomori also is just staying close to Immobile. He's pushing Immobile forward, getting him deeper. Immobile's almost overlapping with Alberto and Milinkovic-savic, not able to bring the ball forward properly. And he's tight on him. He is so tight on him. So Immobile is not doing anything in this game, because Tomori has always got his foot in, or not letting Immobile turn. But then when Immobile has his back to goal, he's not got a lot of options in front of him either, because Milinkovic-savic and Alberto aren't really there. So it's game plan from Milan. It's simple, but it's working at the moment. I think they could do a lot better than just booting it forward all the time. I think Kessie and Tonali have that ability to bring the ball forward rather than just relying on maybe Magna or Romagnoli to boot it forward. Yeah, Lazio need to get their act together. So possession as it stands, it's a lot more different than I imagined. 43% to AC Milan, 57% to Lazio. Total shots, 13 from AC Milan, 2 on target, 1 goal. Total shots from Lazio, 2, and both on target. And big chances missed. Here it's written 3 from AC Milan and 0 from Napoli. So, yeah, there's a clear dominant team in this game. we look at those who have the most amount of passes, I'm guessing maybe Acerbi might be up there. Luis and Acerbi are both the ones who have had the most passes. Pedro, Lucas, Alberto, and then AC Milan, it's Tonali, a lot less than those mentioned just before. Milinkovic-savic was probably lucky also not to get a yellow card. I think he might be running his luck in the second half. Alberto is now on a yellow card, which is also dangerous. Pepe Reina and Marisic. Okay, so it's corrected. It wasn't Immobile who had a yellow card before, it was Pepe Reina. Pepe Reina, Alberto, and Marisic. Marisic has been run ragged by Leo. I'm not sure what Sarri can do to change that. I'm not sure what other options he'd have off the bench to tighten up at the back a bit. I think Lazio just need to move themselves a bit. Yeah. So, as usual, get in touch. Questions in, comments, anything. Here to talk. Mm-hmm. And so, give me just 1 minute. Yeah. And so, as it stands, AC Milan go top of the table. And damn. AC Milan are currently top of the table as it stands. Just the one goal less conceded compared to Napoli. Napoli, who had their 2-1 win over Juventus last night. The goal coming from Palatano and Koulibaly. So yeah, impressive from Napoli. Milan only having conceded the one goal so far this season, and that was against Cagliari last week. Diola. And if Roma win tonight, any scoreline they win tonight, they will go top, having already a better goal difference than AC Milan. So yeah, that's as it stands. The results today in Italy were Sampdoria 2, Inter Milan 2. I didn't see the whole game, I just got bits of it, but a scrappy game and a scrappy encounter. Many stoppages in play. I think a bit disappointing from Inter Milan. Samp might have just about deserved that draw as well, so no complaints there. Genoa at Cagliari getting the 3-2 win, coming from 2 goals down to win 3-2. And that puts them in good stead at the moment because that is their first win of the season. Spezia losing at home to Udinese 1-0. Torino thrashing newly promoted Salernitana 4-0. And as it stands, 1-0 to AC Milan. We are going to take a break, but don't move anywhere. We'll be back. for the second half that's just about to get underway. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, everything. Got Churban guy saying Forza Milan. Nice. Seems like we've got a lot of Milan following here. The poll has gone down to 89% thinking that Milan will win. Before it was 91. What has happened? Come on. Come on. So just about to get the second half underway. And this AC Milan team is just coming out now. Maybe a bit delayed. 1-0 at half time. This result currently putting AC Milan top of the table. Sarri not looking too pleased, but then without being too unkind, when does he look pleased? So it looks like no changes at the moment for the second half. I'm not sure what changes anyone could do in this team. Maybe Milan will bring Ibrahimovic on, maybe a bit premature. I don't see the point in bringing on someone like Bakayoko or Benacer when Tonali and Kessie are really doing the work in midfield. For Lazio, hard to say as well. They maybe could have Sakanya on, maybe. He's started most of the games this season and had quite the impact. I think he might add something a bit different to this side. Or Lazzari, maybe. Not too sure. I think Sarri's a bit stuck if his team is going to continuously be this sloppy. So like getting ready to get underway. Will be AC Milan kicking off the second half. So 1-0 to AC Milan and a big penalty missed by Kessie. That could be costly. It would have been at the right time as well, just before half time. And taking their time. And we're underway. Finally. Felt like quite long, that one. Now AC Milan kicking from left to right. And they're instantly trying to get a shot away. Calabria on the ball. Tonali gliding past to Alberto. Then Pedro. Oh, Anderson, sorry. He is really a joy to watch. Very tenacious, but also quite elegant in the way he moves forward. Oh, and he just gets past Lucas Leiva brilliantly. Pass out to Rebic. A shot coming in. No. Blocked. From the shot from Diaz. But Tonali just getting past the players with such ease. It's such a joy to watch. He's not like he's not the same as Pirlo as people are trying to make us believe. Pedro fouled there. That way Lazio can get on the ball a bit more. Now Acerbi on the ball. Spreads out to Anderson. And Anderson's pass is intercepted by Tomori. Way too easy that for Tomori. The pass was poor. And this is almost the Anderson that we saw at West Ham, which was just constantly inconsistent. It might work well in this team having Anderson, but when you've got a fierce opposition like AC Milan, needs to be a bit more bite in the team, and Anderson doesn't offer that. Immobile. And this time Kessie just gets in there. Lazio still on the ball though. Ooh, very poor pass. That was painful to see. Out for a goal kick. Milinkovic-savic, not even sure if he looked. I don't think he did because that was nowhere near anyone. Poor pass. Now Lazio back on the ball. And Milinkovic-savic pass again, easily picked up by Magnan. This isn't getting much easier for Lazio. Maybe getting a bit more on the ball, but they're just as sloppy as in the first half already. And now Kessie to Tonali in the midfield. Now Diaz lofts it into Calabria. Difficult pass to deal with. Now Cherby on the ball. Into Lucas Leiva. Oh no, Pedro, sorry. Pedro's getting a lot more in the midfield there, into the centre of the midfield, whereas Anderson's staying a lot out wide. Just seems very unbalanced. Felipe to Milinkovic-savic and back to Felipe. Across to Hiasaj. Anderson. Calabria's not letting him turn whatsoever. And Milinkovic-savic to Felipe. Now Rebic putting Milinkovic-savic under some pressure. Immobile. Always got Tomori on his back. Now Pedro trying to find a little opening. The pass was just a bit inaccurate, and Alberto deflects it out of play for a goal kick. And the man himself, Ibrahimovic, is warming up. Goal kick now to AC Milan, and you can tell Lazio prepared to press up high, but Magnan goes far. Now Leiva, quite high up on the pitch compared to before. Now Reina. Oh, poor pass again. Now Tonali's got time and space on the ball. Kessie forward to Diaz. And Diaz just can't sort his feet out. That was another potentially big chance for AC Milan. And all from a very poor pass from Reina. Romagnoli. Got time to do whatever he wants. Leao. Fighting off Murasic. Kessie just lofts it over, just a bit too heavy for Leao. And it's getting a bit scrappy already. The quality is lacking. Rebic on the ball, got time out of the box. Drags it. Completely drags that shot with his left foot, and it goes out for a goal kick. Close to going out for a throw-in even. It looks like it's a corner. Oh, I thought that was a throw-in. Okay. Prepared to be wrong. looks like he could play that short to Florenzi, and he does. The cross goes in. Tonali with the volley on the edge of the box goes over. Unfortunate there. Well worked. But Tonali just gets under the ball too much and it goes quite high above the goal. Difficult to pull off. And now Felipe on the ball. And Rebic is not putting pressure on those two centre-backs or not getting in between them to avoid them from playing. They're playing high up the pitch to try and apply pressure in Milan, but Rebic is a bit lost as to how he's supposed to apply that pressure. He's just almost acting as a sixth midfielder when pressing high up and not getting high enough. And Felipe and Acerbi are just passing it between each other quite easily. That being said, it is really restricting them from getting the ball to either Lucas, Alberto or Milinkovic-savic. And the ball just nearly gets in behind for Milinkovic-savic. Diaz now has time, and the pass forward is dealt with by Morisic. And now Alberto on the ball. And Felipe on the ball. Lofts it over. One of the rare times I've seen him loft over. This is a chance for Anderson. Can he get the better of Calabria? Immobile outside the box. And Tomori is just quick to put his foot in there. Well played from Tomori. It has been called offside. Which is absolutely the right decision. Poorly timed run for Anderson. Good intentions, good idea. Poorly timed. And Magnan now out to Romagnoli. Lazio look like they're trying to apply a bit more pressure higher up the pitch, but it's not really creating any problems for AC Milan. It seems very basic for them to pass around it. And Lucas with quite the nasty challenge there on Florenzi. That could be bookable. Yeah, it looked worse when I originally saw it. And Ibrahimovic is getting told some tips from Pioli, which means one thing. It means he's warming up. And now a foul on Kessie. Immobile committing the foul. And Lazio really don't look like they can get back into this game. They're trying in some way, but they're still just as sloppy. And now Morisic on the ball. Back to Morisic. Felipe. And Rebic again just dropping off from the two centre-backs. Cherby's got time if he gets that ball. Goes for another floated pass over, which is probably the way forward now that Anderson has taken it down. And they can tell that it is working. Immobile just surrounded by three AC Milan players with no other options. And AC Milan got the ball back. But now it's back with Milinkovic-savic. Shot from far. Very tame. Easily dealt with by Magnan. Very easily dealt with by Magnan. And Florenzi with Tonali. Gets the shirt pulled by Hiasaj. And Tonali's just been everywhere this match. Great performance from him. If he continues, he's definitely man of the match. clear red yellow card. Can't complain about that whatsoever. First yellow card of the second half. And now Anderson's been more effective in that role on the left. The idea seems a bit more simple. Get the ball over the top and behind AC Milan's back line. They're a tight unit at the back, but just spreading the ball might make the difference. Kessie on the ball. Can he find anyone? Hernandez. Back to Kessie. Leao. Chopping inside. But then losing out. Now Rebic is on the ball in the box. Tonali out far. Blocked by Felipe. And Pedro's clearance is a poor one. And it's been called offside. I think that must be for Rebic then. Yes, he was offside. I'm guessing that Rebic will be the one to come off for Ibrahimovic because Leao has been so effective on that left-hand side. Maybe Florenzi and then Rebic goes out on the right. I don't think he'll do that. I've not seen much of Florenzi, but I just don't think he'll do that. So maybe Rebic comes off for Ibrahimovic. Or Diaz. I'm saying nearly all the possible options, right? Felipe on the ball. Will he look for that lofted pass again? No, he finds Lucas Leiva. A simple one. Hello there, Anthony LNL. Now, Hiasaj. Now, Felipe. Milinkovic-savic. Constantly under pressure from either Kessie or Tonali. Now Immobile. Immobile with Leao coming. And it's a poor pass. Back in possession for Milan. Constantly someone on Lazio players' shoulders. It's a team effort. And Ibrahimovic is getting ready to come on. And it is Leao coming off, which I'm quite surprised about. I thought he was quite effective. And I'm also disappointed he was quite entertaining. So that must mean that Rebic goes out wide, I'm guessing. And there's also Bakayoko coming on for Kessie and Florenzi coming off. I thought Kessie had a decent match. I mean, unfortunate with the penalty. So 3 changes from Pioli there. And the crowd are getting very into it. Now Bakayoko on the ball after his spell last year with Napoli. Currently on loan from Chelsea. Despite still, being 27, he's racking up the years, and Chelsea have another loan player out. Romagnoli gets the ball over the top. Theo Hernandez can get there. And now Ibrahimovic. The shot is blocked by Acerbi. That looked like a lost ball, but Lazio just all over the place that a chance can be created from hopeful balls. Ibrahimovic is cutting in and getting the shot with his left foot. Unfortunate there. Now the corners come in. And Reina just about gets his hands to it and punches it out. Decent effort. Lazio in trouble nearly. Salamakers. Bakayoko. Poor touch. Poor touch, and now it looks like there's a serious Lazio injury. Pedro on the ball. Can't do much. Gets pushed off by Tonali. The referee's still not stopped the game, despite Acerbi being down. And Bakayoko gets a yellow card. So soon. About a minute after coming on, Bakayoko gets a yellow card. And he steps on his leg, so yeah, it's the correct decision, a yellow card. There was no bad intentions, but yeah, it's a yellow card. And so now it looks like there's going to be 2 Lazio changes, much needed. So there's a Canyu coming on and Lazzari, the 2 that I did mention before. Felipe Anderson, poor game, really poor. And Marisic, who was just absolutely lost. I think, yeah, Leao really run him ragged. So Marisic being taken off for Lazzari. And Sarri deciding to react. Now Anderson on the ball, and Anderson's been the Lazio player with the most involvement without doubt. In the first half, as I mentioned, with the amount of passes, but in the second half, he's basically been at the centre of everything. This is how this typical Sarri ball is supposed to work. You know, the defenders are supposed to play out, and it's a form of defending their possession style game. And a bit scrappy from Milan, but they're getting the blocks in. And now, Alberto's shot goes way over the bar. Tries to take it on the volley after multiple ricochets. And Immobile did okay to at least get some... Oh, it wasn't Immobile. Salmaker's trying to put Hiasaj under pressure, and Ibrahimovic on the ball to Bakayoko. Now Hernandez can run, but a poor touch there, and Lazzari gets on the end of it. But now Milan are back in possession. Theo Hernandez. Alberto's on the ball, skips past Bakayoko. Has to be careful with the booking. But Lazio are being a bit more aggressive going forward. Alberto, Bakayoko looked to have handled that, but gets away with it. And now this is starting to become end-to-end because Rebic is now running away on that left-hand side, only against Felipe. The pass comes in, and it's a tap-in for Ibrahimovic. He's done it. He's done it yet again. And it was way too easy. If I were Sarri, I'd be enraged by how easy that was. That is not normal. So Ibrahimovic can literally just walk that ball into the net there. The breakaway is decent, but obviously when they were going to put someone on like Lazzari, they were taking risks. Tonali gets the ball over the top of Rebic. Rebic has got acres to run into, and he just runs at Felipe, gets a bit of a skip past him, flat-footed, and Acerbi's just not careful that Ibrahimovic is sneaking past near the second post, the far post. Way too easy for Milan. And Reina probably should do better to get on the end of that ball. His positioning seems far to the right, to the near post, and way too easy for Ibrahimovic. Way too easy. And it's 2-0. And it seems like this is over. So that's 2 assists for Rebic. Quite the match. Abracadabra. Nice, Jimmy. Nice. Have you seen the ponytail? The plaits are just stunning. Absolutely stunning. That's just brilliant. Brilliant haircut there, Ibrahimovic. What a way to make a comeback after a long absence. And now this looks all done for Napoli. Lazio, apologies. Bad habit, with Serie and everything. Bakayoko looked to have been fouled. Bit of a cheap foul there. Bakayoko isn't looking that comfortable in this match. The passes are a bit lightweight. The physicality is lacking. Bakayoko, who hasn't really played that much. I can't even think of his last competitive game. I think it must have been for Napoli. Obviously not a part of that France squad. But yeah, Napoli last season. So he hasn't played yet this season. Not even been in the squads. So that says something. But he did just leave on the last day of the season to AC Milan. I'm a bit confused as to why Bakayoko plays now rather than Benacer. I find that quite odd. But maybe purely, particularly has Liverpool in mind and wants to play Benacer and Kessie in that match. The ponytail is impressive. It is very impressive. We know he can do one. It's not even a ponytail. It's plaited as well. Tomori got Immobile running down on him. Calabria and Salamakers has just about got to the ball, and Tonali flicks it back to him. Beautiful play from both. Diaz to Salamakers, finds him just in that small pocket. Tonali, unfortunate. Tries chipping it over to neatly into Salamakers, but gives it back to Lazio. Immobile on the ball. And Lazio can't really string more than 4 passes together. Alberto giving it right back to Calabria. Salamakers comes out on top of that challenge with Alberto. But Cherby wins it back brilliantly against Diaz. Bit of a heavy pass to Pedro, but he's got it under control. Now Zaccagni just runs right into Calabria. Easy tackle for him. And Calabria just keeping the ball for a while. Milinkovic-savic does well to get back there ahead of Salamakers. Not got many options now, and it looks like Bakayoko handled that. I'm not really sure what Bakayoko is bringing to this game. Because as just mentioned, the physicality is lacking, the quality on the ball is lacking. Find that really confusing why they brought him in, even if it is on loan. I'm not sure he's going to do a lot for squad depth. But, hey, some people see it useful. Alberto tries a nice pass into Immobile, but it gets cut out by Tomori. And Lucas Leiva picks it up from Bakayoko, of all people. Gets it out wide to Pedro. The cross is poor. It's to no one. It's in front of the goalkeeper, but no one's getting in there. You can see that anyone couldn't get that ball. And Salamaker's just near the end of the pitch trying to clear it. And Lazio back on the ball. Alberto, under pressure from Salamakers, skips past him. Can you get the ball in? Calabria does well there. Brilliant tackle. Gets the ball. Perfect tackle. And Calabria's been brilliant in the second half. Dealt with pressure when needed to. Salamakers to Bakayoko to Ibrahimovic, and they're passing it between the lines way too easily, AC Milan. They might as well just be on a training pitch at this point because it's just too easy. There's no real pressure from Lazio. And I think this is the kind of match that makes you think that Lazio might not be title contenders. And of all people, Bakayoko is down. so Bakayoko just getting treatment now. Not sure exactly for what. I didn't see any instance. I'd say something about his leg, but that's almost quite obvious for a football player. But he looks like he's going to continue. And it looks like Kier's warming up. Again, AC Milan have to be a bit forward thinking with Liverpool coming up in the week. So Benacer is also getting ready, so he is coming on in the end. If he's coming on in place of Bakayoko, that will be a bit strange. I can't tell. And I've just missed it. I can't see it. I can't see who's come on. So now Tomori getting it forward to Salamakers. He's got Calabrians. Yep, makes the pass to him. Diaz and Ibrahimovic could get that across to Rebic, who's in acres of space. As a Kanye just gets turned by Rebic. Rebic gets it to Ibrahimovic, and it's out. Unfortunate there. Very unfortunate. Could have been a third goal if the cross was right. But Lazio just open. Absolutely open on that right-hand side. Murisic may not have had the greatest of games, but at least he was there to stop the danger coming. Rebic is just running as much as he can into that space, and it's just becoming way too easy. And a corner now for AC Milan, and I thought that wouldn't have been a corner. So yes, it is Bakayoko. I am learning now that it's Bakayoko who's... Romagnoli. No one in the box for AC Milan. They're all standing outside the box. There's only Tomori by the looks of it and Rebic. The rest of the AC Milan players were just outside that box. So it's Basic who's come on for Milinkovic-savic. Milinkovic-savic who was having a very difficult game. And now AC Milan tried to break. Nothing comes of it. So yeah, Bakayoko had an eventful game, let's just say. And now Lazio look like they can get a chance. No, dealt with by AC Milan way too easily. Throwing for Lazio. 76 minutes, and it looks like AC Milan will be going top of the table. So Basic has come on for Milinkovic-savic. The recruitment from Bordeaux this summer. 24-year-old from Croatia. And so now as it stands, there's Tonali and Benacer playing in that centre midfield role. Pedro getting out wide. Lazzari just about getting there. No. Brilliantly defended by Teo Hernandez. And then Tonali gets it over to Rebic. Can Rebic make the most of this? He's brought the ball inwards. Salamakers has got space in front of him in the middle. He's going to shoot. No. It goes to Ibrahimovic. Way over the bar. He leans back. He leant back on that shot. He had time. He could have taken that properly. I don't think he was expecting the pass from Salamakers going out wide to the left. Great play from AC Milan. But again, that space on AC Milan's left-hand side is just there to be exploited. Even Ibrahimovic, being a striker up top, can see that and is just exploiting it clearly. Lucas Leiva to Felipe. Alberto. Under pressure from Romagnoli, but concedes the foul. Now Cherby. Zakanyi. To Hiasaj. Now Cherby trying to get it over the top for Pedro. Takes it down. Now can he beat Teo Hernandez? He does, but the cross is too close to the goalkeeper. Caught easily by Manya. Pedro's been very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Now Calabria on the ball. Salamakers. Gets it to Tonali. Poor pass from Tonali there. Been impressed with Tonali. Really good. Can skip past players, pass it, been tenacious, intercepting all the time. An all-round really good game from Tonali, but just there, the pass was off. And it looks like AC Milan are going to make us no substitute. So who will come off? So it's Balotore coming off on for Diaz. Diaz been involved in things, but not the best game. I would have liked a bit more from him, but it wasn't bad. There is something in this. I don't know whether Diaz will ever make it as a top player, and I do hope he will one day. But I am a bit unconvinced, and I don't think he's also a number 10 for AC Milan. I think he is good for squad depth, but he's not particularly made to be a starter in this team. And when Ibrahimovic comes to 100% again, I think Rebic will come over into that position and Diaz will go back to the bench. Benacer on the ball now. Tries getting it to Teo Hernandez, but nearly gives it away to Pedro. Now Torre. Dancing around Pedro. Hernandez gets it to Ibrahimovic, and Ibrahimovic has done the dirty work as well. They dropping back, trying to get into positions. Nice to see from Ibrahimovic, the guy who's going to be 40 next month. Hey Greg, I'm doing well. How are you? It's been a while. Tamori on the ball. Out to Calabria. Should say that right. Keep saying it like Calabria. Not the same. Tamori with Immobile breathing down his neck. Not a problem for him. Oh, that was nice from Tonali. Nope, just a bit short. I'm extremely impressed with Tonali. I think he's a terrific player, and he's shown just why he's been so sought out recently. Zakanyi just roaming into the centre of the midfield, gives it to Lucas Leiva, and Leiva's pass back is just terrible. AC Milan back in possession. Immobile just goes on a loose ball. Can he get a shot away? He does. Ooh, spilled from Manya, but recovers well. Immobile would expect to do better with the shot, but Manya would have liked to catch that right at him. Not too powerful. Spills it, but recovers afterwards. Hernandez to Ibrahimovic. And it's actually not Ibrahimovic playing up front on his own. It's Rebic by the looks of it. Ibrahimovic doing the number 10 role where he's roaming round. Salamakers gets it to Benacer. And Benacer brings it back to Tonali. Tonali sitting in the Perla position and spreads it just like him. I'm sorry, I don't want to make those comparisons. But he gives the ball away on that occasion. And Torre just not giving Pedro a single second to make his pass. Did anyone see Harvey Elliott's injury, broken leg? I did not. I've been watching this game. I haven't had the Liverpool game on whatsoever, so I'm not even sure what the score was. 3-0 to Liverpool. Ouch. By the looks of it, I'm guessing that's what the Struik red card was for. I don't know at all. I've not got any news. So is it that, Greg? The Struik red card was because of a tackle on Harvey Elliott. And now Lucas Leiva on the ball. So can you poor pass, but Salamakers follows through with the tackle, and it's a free kick to Lazio. Silly tackle from Salamakers. If he just leaves, I can't even see which player it was. So can you do the pass to the AC Milan backline? They get back in possession easily, AC Milan. Poor free kick to give away. Now Immobile is one that's coming off. Ineffective in this game. Unfortunately, not his game. And it's a shame to see. I'm a big fan of Immobile, but just not been his game. And I don't think he was helped by his Lazio teammates. I think it was all round quite poor. When you see Milinkovic-savic, the amount of passes that he just went completely to no one. I think it's a shame. Not a good match for him. So Muriqi coming on for Immobile. And Morrow, the last one, coming on for Pedro. And Lazio now have a corner. Comes in. Manyan gets on the ball. Decent catch. Looked unstable when catching it, but kept it no problems. So Morrow, the 18-year-old who's been in Lazio's youth academy for quite a while now, since going from Barcelona. Quite the protege. Already got 2 matches under his belt this season so far and 1 assist. Comes on in place of Pedro. Calabria on the ball. Back to Tomori. And there's no real pressure. There's no point because Tomori's been dealing with this all afternoon. He's had Immobile run down, breathing down his neck, and with no great effect. He's just booted it long to Tomori. Ibrahimovic was offside. Bad decision in the end. And that's one thing that I think Tomori can probably improve on. It's trying to play out from the back, maybe. I'm guessing that Pioli doesn't always tell him to boot it long, but definitely Tomori's been doing it a lot more than others. To be honest, the tackle was not a red card. He tackled him and all the weight was just on his leg, and unfortunately he broke his leg. That's a shame. Especially Harvey Elliott, who's broken into that Liverpool team. Ooh, and the cross from Zaccagni. No one there. If Immobile's on the pitch, he is lurking around that area, but no one was there to get on the end of that ball. And now AC Milan look like they can break again. Tonali to Ibrahimovic, and Tori has to run onto a ball. It's quite heavy from Ibrahimovic, but does so. And comes out on the other side, puts a cross in, didn't look. No one was in there. Yeah, I was saying it's a shame for Harvey Elliott, who looked like he gained his place in that Liverpool starting lineup. I thought he was going to be a key part of that midfield 3 now. Maybe Thiago would sit on the bench, maybe Henderson would sit on the bench. Fabinho and Elliott would start always. That seemed like it to me. But yeah, real shame. Real shame. Hope he recovers and gets back to full fitness as soon as possible. Romagnoli. I keep saying it wrong, his name. Benacer. Back to Tomori. And let's be honest, is there really any point now for Lazio? They're not pressing with any sort of intent. The game for them is over. And in my opinion, the game is over. Morrow just puts it out of play from that deflection. Throw into AC Milan. Romagnoli. Back to Maignan. Ooh, looked like a dangerous pass there, but still gets to Romagnoli, no problem. And can he get this out to Theo Hernandez? He's got acres to run into. That same left-hand side that AC Milan keep exploiting because, well, Lazio are not defending it. And Salamakers in the box. Can he get... Nope. This is a foul to Lazio. Theo Hernandez has been pulled up for a foul. Quite harsh. And I think he's unfortunate there. I don't think that's a foul. I think they're both just clumsy. And now Torre back on the ball. Can't get knocked off it by Latari. Now Benacer into a decent position. Teo Hernandez to Romagnoli to Magna. As you can tell, the ball is going backwards. AC Milan don't need to push for this third goal. There's nothing to gain here, and they will be first with this win. If Roma fail to win tonight, then they'll stay first over the weekend. Roma just need to win by 1 goal to go top on goal difference, which would obviously be some hell of a feat for Jose Mourinho. Granted, it's only 3 matches, but still, he will take that as a win in some way. Calabria just puts it out of play. A bit sloppy from him there. And Lazio aren't really playing for much now. Back to Acerbi. Oh no, it's Luis. Apologies. Latari. Away to Moro. Alberto. To Leva, who was put under pressure by Rebic, and Yasaj just about gets it across to Zaccagni. Running in, but Calabria is following him, and Romagnoli gets in front of the pass. But it's still loose again to Moro. Can he get past and get a shot away? No, but he gets it out to Zaccagni. Has Yasaj? Oh, terrible cross. No one was in there. It was right to Tomori. And they've lost any sort of pivotal point without Immobile in this match. Moro now on the ball. Besic. And the shots relatively dealt with relative ease by Magna. And the San Siro packed again. Not packed, full capacity. Now Benacer on the ball in the midfield again. So 2 minutes of added time played. And I guess we could say who's been man of the match. Who would you lot suggest as man of the match? Acerbi now in place. Can't do a poll. And so Ibrahimovic and Lucas Leiva getting in a bit of a muddle there. But it looks like the whistle has been blown anyway. What's happening now? This looks like he's getting heated, and there's been a red card. I'm not too sure who that was shown to. Well, this has ended quite interestingly. So it's Maurizio Sarri who's got a red card, by what's been written on the screen. Now, I wonder what the implications are for that. I'm not sure why he's getting all so unnerved, because his team has lost and it wasn't the referee's fault. This is not, I don't know how he could blame this on anyone. Pedro and Ibrahimovic hugging at the end of there. So it looks like, yes, Maurizio Sarri is the one who's got the red card. And bit of an ugly way to end the game. I was going to do a poll to ask you lot who you thought your man of the match was. I didn't manage to in time, so that's unfortunate. But I will give you my man of the match. So I thought it was an impressive win from Milan. It looked, quite solid. As I was saying, the match has ended AC Milan 2, Lazio 0. And it looks like Sarri was getting caught up with Salamakers. I'm not too sure. By the looks of it, it looks like he was getting extremely wound up. Looks like a harsh red card, but I didn't see the whole thing. 2-0, goals from Leao and Ibrahimovic, both assisted by Rebic. And convincing win from Milan. Nothing really to say. I don't think Sarri can complain about the referee whatsoever. There was a penalty that Kessie missed, hit the bar. Went over from a clear foul from Immobile. Lazio looked ill-disciplined in the fact they got cards for nothing. Then their manager got sent off. And just ill-disciplined in managing the game. Nothing really... not creating any concrete chances, not getting their foot on the ball, not even finding a way to play past this AC Milan defence. Tomori had a great match. He had Immobile in his pocket, just kept tight on him. And that came from having someone like Romagnoli next to him, quite disciplined and experienced despite still being reasonably young. Calabria his tackling was immense tonight, in the second half at least. Theo Hernandez brought the ball forward well like he can, but also defended brilliantly against Pedro. Pedro didn't really have a lot to offer, except when coming into the centre of midfield. And yet, still didn't offer enough. Anderson didn't offer enough. Immobile didn't offer enough. And it was just a bit poor from every single Lazio player. The defence was just sleeping on a lot of occasions. Just pushing forward, leaving the right exposed. Pushing forward, leaving their left exposed. And that's where AC Milan actually got their goals. Nonetheless, I don't think AC Milan had to do anything special tactically. Just Kessie and Tonali really running that midfield. We'll see how they deal against Liverpool. I'd love to see Kessie and Tonali again trying to outrun Liverpool. I think it'd be a very interesting battle. Tonali, for me, was the man of the match. I know that Rebic got 2 assists. I didn't think he was that impressive, though. I thought Tonali was brilliant. Near the end, started misplacing some passes. But apart from that, I thought he was brilliant, bringing the ball forward, intercepting all the time. He was just there. He was just always there, which I thought was key. And I'd say, personally, I think that Tonali was the man of the match. Going over a few stats, AC Milan didn't dominate possession, which could be understandable. Sarri does like to keep possession as much as possible. 53% to Lazio, 47% to AC Milan. The amount of shots total, 21 to AC Milan, 3 on target. Lazio had 8 shots, 5 on target. Magnan didn't really have much of a complicated night. The saves were all quite much at him, except for one near the end, if I remember rightly. Nothing too difficult. And then big chances, it's written here, 5 to AC Milan, 3 missed by AC Milan, none to Lazio whatsoever. And that about sums up everything. They created no big chances whatsoever. Immobile didn't look fit. The system didn't look right. Lucas was pushing higher than he should have been, and Milinkovic-savic and Alberto were way up the pitch, just roaming about. There was no discipline in that midfield, and that's when Tonali and Kessie could just intercept, drag the ball forward, and do whatever they wanted to. So it was probably poor from Sarri, but Milan did nothing special. They just pushed the ball forward, sometimes pushed it long forward, whatever way works. That's almost what it was like, and that's what Pioli does often, which can be his downfall as well as something to praise him about. I was disappointed in Lazio, but now AC Milan go top for the moment being, waiting on Roma to see if they can win and then be first. Pioli and Mourinho fighting out for first place. Why not? So that's what I thought. Don't forget to leave your comments, like, subscribe, do everything. I've been Seb True. Thank you for watching along with me. and it's been a pleasure. I hope to do some more Italian football when possible. Don't forget, as I just mentioned, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all so much. Been a joy, and have a great evening.